Infrastructure for technology is a goal number 4, and one of the ones in there that's we've been a little slower on purpose, but is reviewing distance learning capabilities and installing or upgrades as needed. We tried it out for a while. We had a system at the junior high. It sort of worked. We took a step back, look at what we're doing, and put a new system at the high school that's mobile. And it's been used more in the last 3 months than the one we had at the junior high over a 4-year period. Simply because of the way it works and how it can be mobile, and we're going to use it again tomorrow for inauguration. So we've only had it really working for 3 weeks. And we've already used it more in those 3 weeks than we had the other way in this big giant system at the junior high. So it's a matter of just looking at what we're doing and what's the best fit for how we in the district educate, and not necessarily because the service center or the corporations who sell it say this is how it should look. And that was what we're doing at the hospital. So far it's working very well. We're going to look at maybe doing some more of that. And the final one is really district communication, which is the part I think is the most important. And the one in there is coordinating with community resources to promote adult literacy. Now that's the terminology. That's the way they want you to write it. But really what this is about is getting our parents, I don't want to say that we're educated, but let them know what's actually going on in school so they can help their kids at home. And my kids bring home stuff every day in 3rd and 4th grade. And I don't recognize what they're doing, but then I talk to the teacher, oh, well, you did this back in 3rd grade, and this is what they called it then. Oh, well, I can help you now. That's what this part really is about, getting our parents up here to educate them on actually what we're calling it now. Terms, I think that's what you call it, terms and something else. Just what we're calling it. That's what this is about, communicating with the parents actually what we're teaching and what we're calling it. Then we have to come up with the budget. The budget is basically the budget we have now multiplied times 3. There's no increase, there's no bond money. And you know as well as I do that 90% of everything in my department was funded from the bonds. But that's not in here because you never know what's going to happen. So when you look at the budget, you think, oh, well, that's great. That's if everything in a perfect world happened just like that. And I have no bond money to back up anything else we're trying to do. So you just kind of look at it that way. It's basically the M&O budget over a 3-year period. And then finally, how we evaluate what our processes are for evaluating the plan and seeing if it's working. I have a committee of lab managers and KINOC and special education. We meet at least twice a year. We look over it, talk about it, do surveys, get back with the teachers on what they're trying to do. And then that's the plan to kind of do it. It used to be bigger. We narrowed a lot of stuff out that you just could not possibly do over a 3-year period. There's no action that really needs to be taken over this. You see the certificate in the front that the service center approved the plan. They in turn told TEA what they thought about it, and TEA stamped it that they approved it. So we're good for 2 years. Are there any questions over that?
I've got one.
Shoot.
Just terrific job you're doing with all this, because all the comments we get back, everyone loves the technology, because I always ask if everyone's using it, if they enjoy it. Hopefully they are. But I did have a question, though. Going back to the paperless stuff, is there any chance that down the road we're ever going to get to online registration of students by parents towards paperless?
I am pushing that because I got 3 kids that are coming through, and right now what I have to do is fill out the same packet 3 times. As a parent, I get frustrated having to fill out the same forms every year, where it should, if you can get on file, if you can do it online. I'm going to tell you the first thing we're trying to do. The first thing we're trying to do is if you have 1 or 3 students, you still have to fill out 1 emergency contact card. The second thing I'm trying to do is if we already have the information on file, and I'm saying trying to do, I got to work with 4 campuses to make everybody do the same thing. If we already have the information there on file, there's no point in filling it out again if it hasn't changed. So print that stuff back out or let you look at it on computers at the school and say, yes, that's great. We'll just keep using the same information. There's no reason that shouldn't cut down on loads of time. Now, not every form we're going to be able to put on, but yes. And then we talked about that this last year. That's the 2 things we're working on right now.
Yeah. We went to a class, I don't remember if anyone, I went to a class at least down at our state training seminar or whatever we go to. But it was compelled in the school district, and they do that. They were talking about doing everything online to the point where all the supplies you need can be ordered online. Everything is like one-stop shopping for everything to do. It was real interesting, but I didn't know how that worked as far as
we have
being able to do
some of the pieces in place already to do that, and it's really a matter of taking what we require on our different little forms and seeing where it is in Skyward. That's the biggest one. Does Skyward have a place for it? Because that's the core of where I get all my information from. How I generate mass call lists. It's generated from whatever the Pings clerks put in the Skyward to get you that phone number. And it's usually we do that once a year. We do all that prep work, we do it once a year. And then 3 months later, I make a phone call. There's no process in place to figure out, well, that phone's not active anymore. So we're working on all those little things. And paperless is the way to go. Because that's the way. You know, look, my phone number's changed. Hit the button and we're done.
We were talking this week, Mr. Rotan, we were meeting about talking about record storage and how many records we have and all the storage we use, and you know, it gets to the point where you just have everything or whatever. We have to maybe look at some of the solutions for storing, finding a different way to store.
I will say it's slow because everybody knows how to do it. They know where the information is right now. They know how to find it. But I will say we've been chipping away at it a little bit every year. And I hope this is one of the biggest chip where we don't have to fill out 4 or 5 packets per family when all the information is the same 95% of the time. We're working on that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Really, I'm doing it for selfish reasons. I don't want to do it either.
Judy, can you handle going paperless?
I know the answer to that.
Judy and I like papers. We don't really like it, but it covers us up. I'm sorry, Judy.
The auditors might not like that.